No footballer ever deserves to become a punchline. To make it to the level of professional, they have to have talent, dedication, and a work ethic that most people can barely comprehend. But a player who won 6 major trophies, 62 international caps, and scored over 150 top-level goals in particular, has no place as a joke. But to this day, England fans still sing 5-1 and even Heskey scored. It's absurd that Emile Heskey, the broad, bustling enigma that occupied the national team's centre-forward spot on and off for nearly a decade, should be used as an offhand way of emphasising England's superiority against Germany in 2001. Heskey started his career at Leicester, joining the club at the age of 9 and working his way through the ranks until he made his debut aged 17, just before his hometown club were relegated from the Premier League. In the second tier, Heskey established himself in the Foxes team as a powerful centre-forward who used his size and brains to outplay many a centre-half. After 4 seasons in the Premier League, those qualities were spotted by Liverpool, who paid what was then a club record of £11 million to sign him in March 2000. This was regarded as a risk at the time. Heskey was still only 22, and by manager Gérard Houllière's own admission, was not the finished product, plus the fact that he had a relatively modest scoring record to that point. Nonetheless, his first season at Anfield was a resounding success. He scored 22 goals as he helped Liverpool to 3 trophies, the FA Cup, League Cup and UEFA Cup. He also became a fixture in Sven-Göran Eriksson's England side as they qualified for the 2002 World Cup, scoring the 5th goal in that rout in Munich. It must be somewhat bittersweet that the strike, which should have been among the proudest moments of his career, is now used in that song to remind him that a lot of people still don't think he's very good. After another couple of seasons at Liverpool, Heskey moved to Birmingham, where life had started quite well. He was player of the season in his first campaign there, as well as being their top scorer, but by this point the emergence of Wayne Rooney and Peter Crouch meant that he was no longer an England regular. Injury problems and inconsistency meant that his time at Birmingham went downhill, and after they were relegated in 2006, he moved to Wigan. From there, his reputation improved somewhat. He still didn't score bucket loads of goals, but he was more widely recognised for his all-round play, and this meant an international resurgence under Fabio Capello. Heskey again became a regular for the national side, as more and more people started to appreciate how, despite not exactly being a goal machine, he could still contribute to the team. Heskey was a player who was a good partner, a man whose qualities got the best from whomever he was playing alongside. Michael Owen and Wayne Rooney enjoyed perhaps their most productive spells with England when they played up front alongside Emile Heskey. Forwards are judged on their goal scoring, he said before the 2010 World Cup, but I like to think I bring a lot more to the game, and I do get pleasure from assisting. I get pleasure from being part of a winning side. Few would regard that tournament as anything other than a failure for Heskey and the team as a whole, and he retired from international football straight afterwards. But he enjoyed another couple of seasons with Aston Villa, before playing out the last days of his career with Australian side Newcastle Jets and Bolton Wanderers. Emile Heskey will ultimately be judged as a striker who didn't score enough goals, but to think of him as a failure is to only rely on our traditional views of what a forward should do. They are seen as individuals, the ones who grab the glory rather than help others do so. Heskey was a team player, at worst a sidekick to some of his generation's most talented players, but that those talents thrived so much next to him should tell you all that you need to know.